There's only a small area of downtown Ely that really has that historical small town feel as you drive through before it sort of opens up again. You start at Central Avenue coming into town, and then you come up the hill right through the middle of all the old original downtown buildings. And this theater and the marquee are right there. They're what draw you in. And for a lot of years, driving by the marquee was a little sad, you know, that you knew it wasn't going to be lit up. Pretty much everyone in town who grew up here has a story of sitting in this theater, having rain fall on their head, having a ceiling tile fall on them, having a chair break while they were sitting in it, and knowing that we were losing it.
I started bringing my grandson to movies when he was pretty young. And I remember at that time that, you know, the theater was just in very, very poor condition. I had owned a business on this block actually since 1998 and had seen the block kind of go quiet after the theater closed in 2007. And so when there was talk of getting the theater restored and reopened, I could see that it was going to be a great opportunity for really all of downtown Ely.
There is value in having beauty around us, and there are so many reasons to preserve historic structures. There were buildings that were built in the 20s and 30s that will never be duplicated again. No one will put that kind of craftsmanship and style and materials into a building because it's just too expensive. So we should be saving them out of respect for those people who originally did the work, but also to save them for our children.
We really came in and tried to bring back the theater to what it originally was. To match the existing details, to take it that extra mile, you know, doing it right was a big deal for us. So that was really exciting, you know, to be brought in and say, hey, can you guys recreate this original molding? Can you guys take these back to their original luster? Doing that was a really big deal, and I think kept the heart and character of a project like this that'll last a lot longer than just a complete overhaul, not being true to any of those details.
I think things happen in major cities a lot of times that they have so many other opportunities there to restore and revitalize older buildings. But in these smaller communities, we don't always have somebody like that we can tap to help us out.
A project of this size and this magnitude brings on a lot of contractors. When you drive by and you see, you know, the local plumbers, local electricians, you know that's a good thing.
What do you got from the top of the beam down to the next 30 centimeters out?
If you take a certain amount of money and you build a new building with it, you will spend most of your money on materials. If you take that same amount of money and spend it on restoration, you will spend most of your money on labor.
All of that puts money back into the community. And then that is used to restore another building or to reopen another business in the community.
Having this restoration project in itself was a boon to Ely. But now, with the new layout and the additional space that's been opened up in the building next door, it will be very useful for upcoming events.
In September of 2019, we were approached by a group that wanted to do a live performance of a children's book that's called The Quiltmaker's Gift, written and illustrated by a local artist. Good evening and welcome to your Historic State Theater. And it was great fun to have everybody cheer the fact that we were here and then put on a wonderful production.
What is it? A book?
A story. Do you like stories?
Oh, I do very much.
This project was such a joy for so many reasons and on so many levels.
This may be one of the more difficult shows that they'll try to put on here, you know, with all the props and the action and the lights and the sound and using the space. So I think they'll say, wow, if that one can go, lots of things can happen here.
The old style is still there. It feels nice. The acoustics are great. It deserves to be well known. A lot of great stuff happened here. I'm happy to see that the city is using it for good use.
I think great to have live music, performances, receptions, parties. I just think it's a space that could be used for a variety of things, and I hope it's busy all the time.
I grew up in this town, and to have this theater back, see, I'm choking up because it's just a beautiful thing.
Hard not to live in a small town like Ely, Minnesota, and not really want to support everything that's happening in town. And certainly as carpenters, we take a lot of pride in the work we've done and want it to shine.
I really do believe in preservation. It makes for a stronger community. If you live in a well-maintained community, it will become more vital because everyone kind of pitches in.
There have been people coming along saying, oh, when the theater's ready, we can do this or we can do that. And so we started putting people on the calendar right away. I look at it and I think, well, we've got all these new things happening, all these exciting things happening, and what's not to be excited about the future with that? But I also am looking at this particular location as being the economic driver in the downtown area that we're looking for.